You know, if you've been following my journey for a while, you'll probably have noticed my shopping basket looks a lot different these days. Not because I've suddenly decided to eat perfectly. Far from it. It's just changed little by little. Every time I'd finish something, I'd think, could I buy something a bit simpler instead? And before I knew it, there were foods that I was buying every single week that I'd hardly bought before. So I thought it'd be nice just to share them with you. Some of these things have always been my favorites, and some are completely new. But they've all become part of my routine now. Whole peanut butter. Let's start with peanut butter. Now, if you asked me a couple of years ago, I would have just picked up whatever jar happened to be on the shelf, usually my favorite or the cheapest, whatever was around, never really thinking about it. Then I started reading the labels, and I realized that some of them had quite a few extra ingredients. Now I buy a peanut butter that just has one ingredient, peanuts, and that's all I need. I still get the taste I love, whether it's on my homemade bread or mixed into my porridge or with an apple. This was probably one of the easiest changes that I've made. The Honest Nut Blend. Next is something that you probably recognized if you've been watching the channel. The Honest Nut Blend. I still smile every time I say that name. It's just almonds, cashews, and one Brazil nut and water. I first started making it because I was looking for ways to improve my cholesterol. I honestly didn't know whether it'd become part of my regular routine, but now I make 2 batches of it every week, and this just feels normal. And I quite enjoy making it, to be honest. Whole wheat bread. Now, I've always loved making bread. It's not something I've only really recently started. The difference is I make it a lot more often. There's just something really satisfying about making your own loaf. The smell in the kitchen, cutting that first slice, it never gets old. Porridge. Now this one definitely isn't new. I've loved porridge for years. And nowadays it's probably in my breakfast 4 or 5 mornings a week. It's one of those breakfasts that just keeps me going. And I like to change it. Sometimes I add a bit of fruit, sometimes a bit of peanut butter, sometimes a few nuts. But honestly, I never get bored of it. Fruit. I've always had a bit of a thing for fruit. Seriously. If there's fruit in the house, I'll probably eat it. The difference now is we make sure that there's always plenty of it. You know, apples, bananas, berries, whatever's in season or whatever's around really. If it's there, I'll eat it. It's as simple as that. Mixed nuts. Now talking about snacks, mixed nuts have become another regular. They're just easy. If I'm feeling a bit hungry before dinner, I'll grab a portion, not a handful, but a portion. Nothing fancy. They live in the cupboard, and so I could just grab them and job done. Greek yogurt. Greek yogurt is another one. Now this one, I used to hardly buy it. Now there's a tub in my fridge every week. And so I usually have this with my porridge, with some fruit. sometimes just on its own. It's funny when you think about it, how foods you've never really noticed suddenly become things you buy every week. Cottage cheese. Cottage cheese is one of the things that I honestly have had in the past, but I didn't always have it on a regular basis. So now I have it on a more regular basis, usually with my homemade bread for lunch, sometimes with other things such as tomatoes. Beans and lentils. Beans and lentils have definitely become something I buy much more now. These are just so easy. Throw them into a curry, a soup, a stew, even a salad. They make cooking from scratch so much easier. And finally, avocados. So avocados are a good healthy fat, and I've always loved this fruit. So I usually have this on toast, in a salad, or sometimes along with the meals that I'm having. They've quietly become another food that I really don't think about anymore. They're just there. When I look back at all these foods, none of them changed my life on their own. It wasn't one magic food. It wasn't one magic meal. It was just little loads of changes, one after another. And somehow, those changes have completely changed the way I eat. So, I'd love to know what has become a staple in your kitchen. And put it in the comments below. It might even give me something new to try. So thank you so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, I'd love it if you've subscribed and come along for the rest of the journey. And remember, one day, one meal, one choice. Thank you again. I'll see you next time. Bye for now.